Immigration Minister Michael Wood has delivered the hospitality industry a message that may be hard to swallow for some. He's told the struggling industry to consider how to make their low-wage jobs with insecure working conditions more attractive places to work. For more on this, the Labour Minister Megan Woods is with us this morning. Good morning, Minister.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, thank you. That didn't sound very good, that comment from Michael Wood. How do you think these employees would make their businesses more attractive, do you think?
Well, I think one of the things that we know that hospitality has been struggling for a long time to get staff. The closed border obviously has had an impact on that. And I think one of the things that actually will be one of the most critical things for them will be people coming back to do their working holidays in New Zealand, that traditionally has been a source of labour for this industry. And as we know that the Prime Minister has been out and about trying to drum up business to get more people to come to New Zealand on their working holiday. So I think that will be something that will give a great deal of comfort to the hospitality sector.
OK, so when can the working holiday visa holders arrive?
So there's no impediment at the moment for working holiday visas coming. I guess the main impediment is really the seasons, that traditionally that it has been the New Zealand summer when we have seen more people come, but certainly the doors are open and actively encouraging people to come to New Zealand for their working holiday, see a beautiful country and do some work in between.
Are you aware there are countries who, if you live in these countries, you can't even yet apply for a working holiday visa?
There are some countries, but the traditional source of working holiday visas, the door is open for those, is my understanding.
OK, I just want to play you a clip here from hospitality business owner McLaughlin from Wellington, who was on our show not so long ago this morning. He says that he's having real trouble with exactly this problem. Take a listen.
No magic wand for us to be able to wave and say all of a sudden our industry is so much better to come and work in. Yeah, you know, it's just disappointing to hear that kind of attitude. There's only so much we can do. It's really hard, and it's not getting any easier. Across my three businesses, I've got one kitchen that's completely closed in a sort of bar restaurant down on Courtney Place. I've got another business that is closed completely on a Monday and only open for evenings through the week, so not open for any lunches, and a second business that is also not open for any lunches through the week. So, you know, my hours have been squeezed. I can't put too much pressure on the staff that I have left. I can't put any more pressure on myself or my family.
Yeah, see, Matt says, Minister, that being told that you need to make your business more attractive is kind of a slap in the face when all you need is workers from overseas, and it's your government that closed the borders, it's your government that was slow to open them, it's your government that is still dragging its heels on some of these visa issues and queues at Immigration New Zealand. What do you say?
Well, what I can say is it's not a dragging your heels on visa issues, and what we are in is actually an international shortage. I've just been overseas, and New Zealand isn't the only country that is experiencing this. We do need to be doing two things. We need to be making sure that we're doing everything to train our own workers for those jobs, but we also are need to do what we have done, and that is make sure that we get those working holiday visas open again. And more than that, we've got our Prime Minister on the road expanding those schemes. We're seeing that with Spain, we're seeing that with the UK in her recent trip. This certainly is an area of focus for us as a government to now reconnecting New Zealand with the world peace. We know how important it is.
But are you ready to accept this morning? Because you keep saying we need to train up, you know, the local workers. I mean, for goodness sakes, these guys have been upping their rates of pay. They've been offering training left, right and centre. They've been doing team bonding. They've been doing everything you can think of under the sun. They've done all they can to try and get Kiwi workers, haven't they?
I said we need to do two things. I said we need to do them at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. We need to be making sure that we are training people in New Zealand who want to go into those jobs, but we also do need to make sure that the doors are open for people to come in on those working holiday visas, and that's what we've done. So I'm not saying it's one or the other. I'm saying we need to do both, and that's exactly what we are doing.
All right. The National Party says that 74,000 Phase 2 resident visa applications were received since March, and as of June, only 5% have been processed. Do you know why?
No, look, I don't have that detail. That's probably something best put to the minister that's in charge of that. But what we do know is that there is a very large number. This is the largest number of residence visas that we've seen come through at any one time. Of course, what we did in terms of the 2021 visa had never been done before in New Zealand. We will work through those. Timeframes have been given to people, and I know that the minister is absolutely committed to making sure that we do keep to those timeframes.
All right, COVID. Professor Michael Baker was on the show last week and told us that he thought we should have an isolation period for people who get the flu, a mandatory isolation period. Will you rule that out this morning, a move like that on the flu?
Look, what we saw was a week or so ago that we did do a review of our settings. We're staying at orange. There has never been any suggestion from government that we're going to have an isolation period for the flu. We all encourage each other, and I think we encourage our family and our friends and certainly our work colleagues that if you are sick, you should stay home and get better. I think that's something that people are getting better at doing, but we certainly haven't been considering any mandatory isolation period for the flu.
And no plans to do it, no advice to do it either?
No advice that I have seen, no.
OK. All right. The other thing is the red setting. You know, people are talking up the red setting, which, for those who've forgotten, is where you have a limit, indoor limit of about 200 people at bars and restaurants and things and facilities. So, are we going to go back to the red setting? Is that on the cards? You know, apparently last time we were at 10,000 cases a day. That was where we were. We're at about 7,000 now. Should businesses be preparing for the red setting, Minister?
Well, as I said, that we did a review of the settings only a week or so ago, and the decision was made to stay at orange. I think one of the things is annoying as some people find it.
Yeah, how long does the decision last for?
They're reviewed monthly.
Okay.
They're reviewed monthly. But I think one of the things that we do know at the orange setting, there's some things that we all need to keep doing, and perhaps doing a bit better, making sure that we are wearing masks in those places to stop transmission, in the places we need to stop transmission. And we just need to make sure that if we are symptomatic, that we're doing RAT tests and then isolating if we do have COVID. So I think there's still a lot of scope in orange for what we can do to make sure that we are minimising future outbreaks.
OK. Is 10,000 the kind of...
And of course, vaccination.
Yeah, of course.
I would be remiss if I didn't do a plug for vaccination and of course that fourth dose for those that are eligible.
Yeah. Is 10,000 kind of the number? Like if we see 10,000 cases a day, we'll go to red? That's sort of what's being implied. No, look, my understanding is that it's not numeric like that. I mean, it's far more nuanced, and it needs to be where are the cases, how are they transmitting? Is it that we're seeing them at big events, or are we seeing it between family and friends? So I don't think you can say there's a number, therefore a trigger, and that's not my understanding of how it's done at all. So I think all of us can do a whole lot more to ensure that we can stay at orange and make sure that we just do adhere to those settings. OK. Thanks very much for your time. So are you the acting Prime Minister today?
No, I was actually going to correct you on that, but I didn't like to seem churlish. So
you're the
Grant
duty...
is still running the country from his sick bed.
OK, I did wonder. So he's is he just at home because he tested positive, or is he actually sick, like physically sick from COVID too?
Oh no, he's tested positive, so he's at home. He's got COVID, so I'm stepping in doing the media. But depending on the health of everyone due to go away at the end of the week to Australia, I may be the acting Prime Minister at the end of the week.
Oh, look out! Would that be your first time doing that job, Minister, filling in?
It will be my first time.
Oh, well, we might see you next Monday.
We'll see. No, the real Prime Minister will be back by then.
OK, by Monday morning. Hey, thanks very much for your time. Labour Minister Megan Woods with us this morning, not the acting Prime Minister.